Bagger 293. Deep inside massive coal mines in Germany, there's a machine so large it almost doesn't look real. Bagger 293 towers over buildings and stretches across the ground like a moving factory. Its giant rotating wheel slowly tears through layers of earth, bucket by bucket, hour after hour without stopping. What makes this machine incredible isn't just the size, but the fact that it can remove thousands of tons of material in a single day. Entire landscapes have been reshaped by machines like this. And somehow, despite weighing more than many warships, it moves across the ground with surprising control. Standing next to it makes humans look microscopic. NASA Crawler Transporter. When NASA needed a way to move rockets safely to the launch pad, normal vehicles were completely useless. So engineers built one of the strangest machines ever created. The NASA Crawler Transporter is essentially a giant moving platform riding on enormous tracks. It carries rockets worth billions of dollars at an incredibly slow pace across specially designed roads. Every movement has to remain perfectly stable because even a small vibration could damage sensitive equipment. The machine was first used during the Apollo missions, the same era that sent humans to the moon. Decades later, it still carries some of the most advanced rockets on Earth. Antonov An-225 Maria. The Antonov An-225 wasn't just a cargo plane. It was a flying giant built to carry things no other aircraft could handle. Designed in the Soviet Union, the aircraft had 6 engines, massive wings, and a cargo hold large enough for military vehicles and oversized industrial equipment. Airports around the world would stop just to watch it land. Pilots described it as surprisingly smooth despite its enormous weight. For many people, seeing the An-225 in person felt unreal because its scale was difficult to process. Even after its destruction during the war in Ukraine, the aircraft remains one of the most iconic machines ever built by humans. Bucket Wheel Excavator 288. Excavator 288 looks less like a machine and more like something from science fiction, built for giant mining operations. This enormous excavator uses a spinning wheel lined with huge metal buckets to carve through the ground continuously. Conveyor belts inside the structure carry away earth and rock without interruption. The machine moves slowly, but its power is almost impossible to imagine. Entire hills can disappear under its operation. In Germany, crowds once gathered just to watch it cross roads and farmland because moving the machine itself became an engineering project. Few vehicles on Earth feel as overwhelming as this one. Prelude FLNG. Far out in the ocean, there's a floating structure longer than many skyscrapers are tall. Prelude FLNG was designed to process natural gas directly at sea, turning an offshore gas field into a giant floating industrial facility. Instead of transporting raw gas to land first, the entire operation happens on board. Workers live on the structure for long periods while surrounded by endless ocean in every direction. Massive storms and rough waves are part of daily life. Yet the platform was engineered to survive conditions that would destroy smaller structures. It's less like a ship and more like a floating city built purely for energy production. Big Muskie. For years, Big Muskie dominated the coal fields of Ohio with a bucket so enormous it could hold multiple cars at once. This giant dragline excavator was built during an era when industries believed bigger machines could solve almost any problem. Instead of diesel engines, Big Muskie relied on electricity delivered through a gigantic power cable trailing behind it. Watching the machine operate felt almost surreal. The bucket alone looked like a moving building. Although it was eventually dismantled, many people still remember the machine as one of the greatest symbols of American industrial engineering.
Bella's 75,710. Most dump trucks look small compared to the Bella's 75,710. Built in Belarus for mining operations, this enormous vehicle was created to carry loads so heavy they would destroy normal trucks instantly. Its tires are taller than people, and the machine itself weighs hundreds of tons even before being loaded with material. Yet despite its massive size, the truck still has to move across rough terrain every day Engineers designed it with multiple engines and advanced systems simply to manage its incredible weight. In giant mines around the world, vehicles like this help move entire mountains piece by piece. The Large Hadron Collider, hidden beneath the ground, near the border of France and Switzerland, lies one of humanity's most ambitious scientific machines. The Large Hadron Collider stretches for kilometers through underground tunnels where particles are accelerated close to the speed of light before colliding with incredible force. Scientists built it to explore some of the biggest mysteries in the universe, including how matter itself was formed. The scale of the project is astonishing. Thousands of researchers from different countries work together to create technology precise enough to study particles smaller than atoms. It's one of the few machines ever built purely to answer questions about existence itself. SSCV Sleipnir. At first glance, SSCV Sleipnir looks like an ordinary ship until you notice the two gigantic cranes rising above it. Built for offshore construction projects, this vessel can lift structures weighing thousands of tons directly from the ocean. Working at sea is far more dangerous than working on land because waves constantly shift everything beneath the ship. To solve that problem, Sleipnir uses advanced stabilization systems that keep operations precise even in rough conditions. The ship became one of the most important tools in modern offshore engineering because many massive energy projects simply could not exist without machines like this. The Three Gorges Dam Shiplift. Most elevators carry people. This one lifts entire ships. Built beside China's Three Gorges Dam, the shiplift was designed to move vessels between different water levels without forcing them. Through long lock systems, ships enter a giant chamber filled with water, and then the entire section slowly rises or lowers like a mechanical elevator. Watching thousands of tons move vertically with such precision feels almost impossible. The system dramatically improved transportation along the Yangtze River and became one of the most impressive examples of modern infrastructure engineering ever created.